I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. We're going to tackle an interesting subject today. And this is a pepperology video. But you know what? It's for everybody. But here's the problem. People in the chili community think it's not for them. But this is for everybody. All right, we're going to talk about the chili community. It's a funny thing. As a content creator, every once in a while these things happen. It's a pattern. Here's an example. I'll have a video that might be 2 years old. Not a video that gets tons of views, you know what I mean? Comments once in a while. And then out of nowhere, in a span of about 4 or 5 hours, I'll get like 5 or 6 comments about a specific thing within the video. And it's like, I don't know. I wonder, is it a coordinated thing? It's like, hey, Tony, John, this guy's not answering our questions. Leave a comment. If he gets a bunch, maybe he'll answer us. I don't know. It happens in emails as well. It's a really weird thing. And it's happening right now about 2 different matters. So we're going to address them both today. One of them is the chili head community. What is the chili head community? Am I a part of it? What do you have to be a part of it? Is there something I have to do? When am I going to be accepted? And then chili head. And I've addressed this more often. What is a chili head? Am I a chili head? And we're going to address these things. When I first started my channel, a little over 8 years ago now, this is before my channel, so a little over 8 years ago, I was watching a video, and a person made a comment. Sorry. The longer I hold this, the better it'll work. And I can hold it for a couple minutes, but I don't want to waste 2 minutes of video time while you're staring at me. All right, so in this video, he was talking about the chili head community. It was the first time I had ever heard that term. And it was probably out loud. I like chili head community, whatever. There's a chili head community. I should have done a lot of research and done and I'm sorry for the coughing, I apologize. I should have done a deep dive and done an iceberg kind of breakdown of the chili head community, but we're going to do it this way. This is the Cliff Notes version. Okay, so the internet. Hey Siri, when did the internet become public?
Internet was formed October 29th,
That formed you. Hey Siri, when was the internet made mainstream for Americans?
It was not until the early 1990s.
So early 1990s is when the online community started. All right. Now, here's the first question of the video. Do you think there was no community before the internet started? Was there no chili head community? An argument could be made on both sides, I guess. Do you want to hear my take on it? Do you? There's always been a chili head community. Guess how long habaneros have been around? 5,000 years. There was a chili head community 5,000 years ago. Because not everybody loved them, but some people really loved them. They didn't email each other. They didn't post what they were eating. They didn't attack people on Facebook or social media. You know what they did? They got together and they ate. They celebrated chilies because they had a passion for it. Tom Broom is a good friend of mine. He has a chili night. They do it at Texas Outback once a week, every week. Do you think he was the first person to ever have a chili group that meets up? Come on. It's happening all over the world. But they're not part of the chili community because they weren't online. So now, here's something interesting happened though, all right? When the chili community expanded to online. Because before it was fragmented, people all over the place. Just they were doing their own little thing. They had little pockets of people they knew. Oh, you like them too? I do too. And that was their community. I'm sorry. With the advent of the internet in the 90s, what happened was, before that, if you said something that you needed to get blocked, somebody would slap you or hit you, or you'd have a physical confrontation, maybe sometimes just verbal, but they blocked you that way. Well, what happened was with the internet, people have that anonymity. Now, I don't want to just dump on the internet. There's some spectacular points on the internet. This channel is about Chili's, right? It's about connections. Connection. I mean, listen, the world is dying right now because of a lack of connections. It's everywhere in the news. So there are some good things about the internet. But what ended up happening was it gives some, there are great voices and powerful, great, positive forces in the chili community. And there are some low-life, terrible, wretched, worthless people. But the problem is they're more active and they have a louder voice. All right. So, but the reason I'm bringing this up, because I've had people send me disparaging emails saying, I watched your, one of them was spectacular. I emailed them and asked them if I could read their email online, and they asked me not to. But I asked if I could paraphrase it, and they said yes. And they said that they had no knowledge of the chili world. No knowledge of the chili world or the chili community, and they watched Panic Mode video of mine years ago, and they started getting into it. For many years, they're in a different country, I'll tell you that. They're in a different country. For many years, they were active in the chili community the way they could participate. They had habanero scotch bonnets was one of their favorites. And they had some great. They had friends that they would meet when he bought the peppers at the market. He met chili heads there, and so, but he didn't realize that there was a chili head community. Okay, and then but he watched. So he started doing all this because he watched the Chase the Heat videos. Then he said he reached out one day and he said he wanted to take his passion to the next level. And he didn't just want to eat them; he wanted to grow peppers. I said, "Very cool." And he said. And he asked me some growing techniques, and I'm good at what I'm good at, and I don't pretend to be good at things I'm not good at. I don't know growing. I probably know more than a lay person because I've been around the industry for a long time, but I've never grown. I leave that for the experts, right? So I said to this person, plug in to they had a history of the emails. It was really wild, but I said plug into if you're online. And they were. I said, plug into some pepper groups on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It wasn't Twitter then, or Twitter. It wasn't TikTok back then. It was just Facebook and, Instagram. Anyway, I got an email back from them. And it was one of the barrage emails that came in with a bunch of others. So I was like, why is this all of a sudden happening? And they said that they took my advice. Because they wanted to get some growing tips. They're really eager. They were passionate. And we'll talk about passion in just a minute. But they said that they plugged into these chili communities, and they named 3. And one of the things I said is, "Can I please name the groups that you were in?" And they asked me not to. But this person mentioned 3 chili groups within the Facebook community, and screenshots on all 3. Okay, so all 3, he showed me the interaction that drove him to pen this email to me. Okay, so they were horrific. This is somebody, it's just somebody doesn't know. And he was asking questions, but because they've heard the question 1,000 times, they look down their nose. Do you know how many times somebody has asked me what the hottest pepper I've ever eaten is? Do you know how many times somebody has asked me what my like the hottest thing I've ever eaten, or my favorite hot sauce? Do you know how many times? Now, I may have answered it 10 million times, but they've never heard the answer once. And don't they deserve a good answer? Right? Well, what happened with this person is they asked some questions in the chili community. And one of them was very, I'm brand new. You know what I mean? But instead of wrapping their arm around this person and say, "Hey, I got you. Let me show you what to do." They were so rude to this person. So rude. One was so much worse than the other two. One was just, you know. Here's the thing. He said, I saw the names of the people who were making these comments, so I know who we are. But this is what their email said. This is the part he wanted me to paraphrase. He said, I love the Chase the Heat chili community, but I can't stand the online chili community. He used a couple words that I had to look up, like synonyms for venomous and just, you know. He was so disappointed. So disappointed. So the reason I'm bringing all this up, there are some beautiful people. There's some great stuff happening in the chili community on Facebook. There are. But you just got to stay away from the, you know, ask people in the know. Just, you know. But just know that the chili community is where you find somebody near you that's passionate about chilies. Now, sometimes you don't have somebody near you, so you turn on your computer and you see me. I'm near you, and we share that passion. So if you're on Facebook, or if you're on social media, and you encounter ne'er-do-wells, bad people with bad attitudes and soul rot, and they give it to you, that is not the whole of the chili community. That is a part. That's a part of it. Okay. I promise you that. I'm sorry. I promise you that this channel is never going to be like that, ever. And like, I've washed my hands of the online chili community. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. It's a cesspool. There are people there that will look you in the face and say great things, like you're a brother, and you mean a lot to me. And then you'll catch somebody will send you a screenshot where they call you. Look, that'll never happen here. I patrol the comments. If somebody says something nasty, they're gone. If you want, here's the funny thing about free speech. There is free speech in this world. If you're just dumb enough to give it a shot. I can say things that there's no such thing as free speech. So if somebody is here and thinking that they can bully somebody or be mean to somebody or try to turn the Chase the Heat platform into social media that you find on Facebook and other places, I am not going to let that happen. There. So I guess the whole thing is this: don't be discouraged with the online community. There are a lot of people that are very, very tough. I tell a funny story that early on, my first trip to the New York City Hot Sauce Expo, there was a person, and most of the people that trolled me are people that troll me here on Facebook, and they have, on YouTube, and they have a name, John Boy, or troll person, whatever. They don't. It's anonymous. You don't know who they are, right? Well, what had happened was this person was on Facebook, and they got a face, they got a profile, and they're trashing me. They don't know me. I've never met them. Saying things about me that aren't true, and I'm not responding. You know what I mean? And they're just over and over again. So I said to the person, I reached out to him. I said, I'm going to be at the Hellfire Hot Sauce booth. Come see me. Do you think they came and saw me? Nah, because he's a keyboard warrior. And at that exact same event, I had another person who was another one of the few people. Because this was a new part of the channel for me, because I wasn't used to people like that'll throw their picture on. You can see them dumping on me. I was used to the anonymous stuff that comes with the territory. So this was kind of weird. So I'm at the event, and I see a person who had been trolling me, saying that I fake my challenges. I don't eat the peppers I eat. They're fake peppers. I buy them at the fake pepper store. But he was really dumping on me, calling me a liar and a fraud and all these terrible things. And I saw him. He couldn't see me. He was walking around, and he couldn't see me. And I saw him walking right towards me. And as he got about 10 feet away, I stepped out from the side behind the booth. I went, "Hey, how are you?" I looked at him. He goes, "Oh, I'm good. How are you, man?" I said, "I'm good. Let's talk." And he goes, okay. And he walked up to me and immediately asked me to sign a bottle of hot sauce that he had purchased. It wasn't my sauce or Hellfire's, but he wanted me to sign that bottle and get a picture with him. You're not going to encounter that here, okay? So please, this is going to be, I hate to even use the word safe place because it sounds weird today, but this is a safe pocket within the chili community where you're not going to have that. I won't tolerate it, all right? So for the, I should look it up, for the 6 or 7 people who emailed me your discouragement with what's happening within the chili community, just remember, and I said this to you, I responded to every one of you, and you remember this, I said to you, if you look and you pay attention, I think what I said is start writing down the names if you notice them, and over the course of a couple months, you're going to notice that they're the same people every single time. So they just have a bigger voice, and they're very, very content with being hated. You know, it is what it is. So ignore them. You know what I mean? So, but to all of you who reached out, I hope this brings you some sort of solace. There is some great, wonderful, compassionate, caring people within the chili community. You just got to know where to go to get them. And this is a good spot. I won't let it happen here. All right, the other thing I wanted to talk about, again, this is weird, because it wasn't the same video. I got emails from one video and emails from a different, or emails from a different video. The other video was about, am I a chili head? I don't think I'm a chili head. I think part of this was brought on because of Super Hots. Millions of people saw that. So there's a lot of people looking at that going, well, I've been eating jalapenos. Does that make me a chili head? I don't, I'm not doing contests. Am I a chili head? I don't do challenges. Am I a chili head? So, and I did answer this in a previous video relatively recently, but because I got so many emails, it was like 2 different groups of emails, I swear, and none of them were the same people. Excuse me. Or I would have thought they were coordinated, but they weren't the same people. I thought it would just be a perfect video to address that. Here's the thing about tolerance, okay? It doesn't matter how high your tolerance is. I mean, it does if you want to taste more, because the higher your tolerance is, the more flavors you're able to taste. But how it's like if you look at a meter, and down here is a bell pepper, and up here is the primatali and the Louisiana creeper and the omega pod, the hottest pods in the world. And there's a scale. You don't have to be eating pods here to be a chili head, or here, or here. I've had people say I'm stuck on jalapeno. When am I going to be a real chili head? I'm like, how long have you been eating jalapenos? 5 years. I'm like, bro, you're a chili head. So here's what I want you to know. And this is so important. Look, we're very fortunate here in America where there's so many stores, like grocery stores and in other places. And I've seen Scorpions and Reapers in UK grocery stores. But we're entering a time where you're going to see those peppers in stores. But there are a lot of people that don't live in places like that. Right? What are you going to do? They don't have access to, they can't spring for a single flat rate box from a different country. You know what I mean? There are some people that don't have a lot of options. This is my message to you. If all you've got are bell peppers or datil peppers or bird's eye, loboyo, if you're in the Philippines, it doesn't matter. If all you got is the pepper you got, but you're passionate about it, you're a chili head. And if you go to a channel where you hear information that's counter to that, don't go to that channel anymore. That's posturing, and it's just absurd. Passion is what this is about. It's about passion. And everybody that watches this, here's the funny thing. I have people that watch this channel every single day that don't eat hot stuff. But guess what? They're still passionate about it. Passion is what's going to determine if you're a chili head or not. That's it. Not how high you can take, how hot you can go, or if you've suffered calf cramps, or if you've had an endorphin dump, or if you've entered a contest, or if you've done a mainstream challenge, over-the-counter challenge, or if you've done tincture. None of that matters. Okay? None of that matters. Stop going to channels that tell you that matters. What matters is, are you passionate? Are you? I've been talking too much and my cough's getting worse. I'm really sorry. But that was really important stuff that needed to be addressed. The chili community is right here because you won't get judged here. You're not going to get bashed here. You're not going to get trolled here. You're not going to get judged. Here's your chili community. And are you a chili head? You're looking at me. You're hearing my voice. There's some passion in there. You're a chili head. You are. In the description box, all the normal stuff. My son, the lifeboat challenges. There's the plaque that you guys earned. You did it. Now right here is Pepperology, where this video will be. I love you guys. I'm Johnny Scoville. And this was Chase the Heat.